Hello everyone again, welcome back. We are still playing OpenTTD on the 2K by 2K map, and we are trying to hook in a lot of iron mines into our steel mills. The last episode was me trying to enact that basically, and I note I may have messed up on the signaling. So what I'm doing right here is that I'm trying to allow a return on conditional orders. So all of these hook into our steel mill. And so what is happening is I'm building out 1, 2, 3, I think this is 4, 5, not in the order. There's a 6th one, I think. Anyway, I was here. Nope, I didn't want to press that. And 1 second. I'm back. Sorry about that. I will probably need to pause once more during the episode. Just checking that this also goes back. So actually I probably could have just hooked into this, but hey ho. Station. That's 2 depots. I know that there are 2 more well, 2 more mines out there. And while I'm not fully ignoring them, I kind of found that doing more than 3 really kind of delays things. Although now I'm doing conditional orders, and it has to come from the same place. So 1, 2, 3. Pretty dreadful. This is only going to get worse. Is my expectation. 7. Need to make sure that we're still hooking into the same. That's fine. And this is not fine because we're on the wrong direction. Sigh. Yeah, this is out. So I need to go back to, well, for the line that turns off. Okay, I can do this and then we'll just divvy it up. So the line that turns off needs to go back to where the previous one separated, which was this. This is going to become incredibly complex and or stupid. And then the other line comes up here, which is to say that this bit of road is not really sensible in its current shape. Need to go there. Forwards. No, I don't want a tunnel that's 80 long. It's funny how when I was doing towns, unsurprisingly, I was paying that much more attention to the stupid and not always funny town names, and now I'm like, I'm not dealing with them anymore because I'm actually not dealing with towns anymore. Not directly anyway. So hopefully the last town, or I mean, yeah, there's the old joke that what's the color of the sky? Blue. What's the color of a London bus? Red. What's the color of um, wall paint? White. And then what does a cow drink? And then people say milk because the last thing they said was white, and there's the association. So it's like that. I was talking about towns, and I'm already talking about towns again. I just said already because it was on the screen. So psychology. Uh, yes. The funny thing about this is that these only go to certain places. So I think with stuff like clay, I'm actually probably going to fly most of it. Because we have very limited number of bodies of water. Okay, this goes back in, which is exactly what we want. Yep. This is going to be anyone's definition of fun. So I'm reasonably sure we started here. Yeah, almost certain. A hiccup. So we need a new train. Shockingly. I'm going to turn off grouping and go by age. 4, 5. See if I can get. So this is obviously new. Yeah, no, my oldest OR5 is that, which is a bummer because I was kind of hoping I could get on with the placements. So I scheduled the Tauruses. I scheduled the Tauruses for replacement subject to old age. Timetabling off. Because I don't want to spend £3 million on each of them when I only get a £20,000 per year benefit through lower. Why do I think I had a lot more? No, I did not. I mean, it's 36, so Yeah, I didn't have more. I'm just being crazy. So what we'll do is the usual. For that, conditionally jump there. For that, conditionally jump there. Enter value to compare against. So give me a sec. Enter value to compare. String order kept. Fine. I was do. Okay, I'll do this off screen. I was trying to change the code, the game's code for this between two episodes, and I couldn't in my life find it because I was obviously looking in the wrong place. Great. So I'll need a fair few of these, I believe, because they're going to go long, long distances. Right. Consider this sorted. 10,000. I'm mildly amused that we're basically taking this whole shebang with a bunch of lawyers. Because I'm not even sure why. Oh, and boats. That makes a little more sense. But this is not, but it is being used, but it's not being overused. Righty ho. So time-wise, we have 40 minutes. They even had a pause in the middle. So we are here. And I think initially I said we're working on this block, and then I found that I've done a less impressive job than I was hoping on the iron mines because I partially forgot them and partially I didn't see them. There's one, and I think that's it. Uh, hmm. Okay, what comes here? Nothing. That's great. Good work. Something comes here. That was number 2. So no, that was 4. I don't care about which end. Fuck's sake. 3, 4. Fairness. So yeah. You're losing a lot of money, which probably has to do with the usual. Okay, I want to pause that because it defaults to 0 and then it does a lot of stupid things until I set it up. And don't timetable this. So what I need is A, more of these trains. B, to make sure it stops there, i.e. here. So there's a steel mill here. Hold on. Well, go to classic, I'll be dipped in shit. So it's two things. One is that the steel mill just popped out of absolute nothing. Obviously not, but I had failed to notice it. So you know what? I'm going to make my life a lot less complicated. No, I wanted the other direction. Valley. 270 and 160. Yes, but no. I want this. Not so much the passengers or the clay or farm supplies, the food or goods. I want this. Nope. Come on. Okay, stop misbehaving. Right. Fine. We'll use this. Does that mean that on this side of the Pico Railway we're done? I said before yes, and then I kind of figured no, but we'll just say yes again. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that if I have this, which, okay, I think what happened was that I started doing this one. I remember doing this one. Whereas the other ones up here. So it's being done. Steel. It's way too much steel here. Way too much scrap metal here, mind you. Looks ugly. What are you doing? Was this the new one? No. Sorry, what the hell are you doing? Picks up a little stuff. Picks up. Nothing. I have no idea. Okay, this is ridiculous. Okay, anyway, let's check time. Half an hour. Plenty. So let us attempt to focus on the block between these two major chain lines. This is on the other side, so we don't immediately care. This, not this, this. This is what I'm looking at. This needs to become part of this. Okay, so the actual mines have not been pulled in at all. It's not a problem. Okay, this doesn't need to stay. So I know there are two mines here. There's a third one. Let's pick these for now. Where are you going? Okay, I want to make a few changes. One is that I want to make these goods A because I can't actually see what's going on. The other is that this will need to move a little. So, and then mineral here. That goes out of the way. As a signal there, close enough. This is also not being done. Well, here's the thing. Okay, two things. One is that you're an idiot. You're also an idiot. So there's one. Goods A for the scrapyard. I am now thoroughly dumbfounded because these go places. And it essentially goes into different. This is lol. Like these actually go into God's only nowhere, and that's totally wrong, but fine. So what we'll do is use this, use that. That's being used. This is being used. This is definitely not being used. It's being used. Like this generally shouldn't be used here. I know these are being used in the right place. Well, not the scrap. That just kind of got pulled into. Okay, can I? Ah, sugar. Nope, nope. 7.5. I don't know if this is being used for road transport, but we want to make sure that can be. It's anyone's definition of a very bad idea. Mixing lines. Don't do this at home, kids. To come back here, or go there, kind of. And the other thing will be that I need to find a way to turn this back. Mm. I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, you can change the vehicle, I mean the bridge when there's a vehicle on it, but you can't add road. I don't really get that whole logic, but hey ho. Also, I don't need 2 of these. I just want to make sure that it doesn't come back. So that's something about turning this back. And these guys, albeit a little windily, do go back to where we need it to go. So if I connect into Pixi, if I connect into, I need to pause again. I'm here. So let me restart the timer. You know what? I was playing this literally 5 minutes ago, and I really don't remember what I was doing. Sigh. I need to reorient myself. What's coming here? Yes. And then I was saying something about hooking back into stuff. Does this go back apart from... Okay, I don't want this here. This is not going back to where we need it. This is going to where we need it. Nope, not this. Yeah, no. Not this, not this. I think that's what we want to just basically then hook back into that. Essentially go back there. Because that's handled. We don't need to handle the others. What we need is a depot. Or two. We started here. So train or 5. Make a few more. Lose all this. Nope. Nope. And even this is a bit of an overkill because this goes in there, so I don't really need to go down this long-winded way. Yep, this one. So no timetabling. What does that do? Okay. And oh, okay, that is sorted. So now we have this block tentatively sorted. This is taking steel to here, which has way too much goods. Not really. So these are done. It's on the other side. These are now done. It's not relevant. This is not done, but it kind of belongs. Trying to decide based on what logic I should start allocating things to here. I think the logic is that that's pretty far out. So I think all of these until globular energy emu should come back there. It's pretty lengthy, but unless I designate the third one, this, which is actually a stupid idea. Yeah, because otherwise there's going to be a lot of, yeah, let's do that. 9, right, vortex, or something, and then steel. Okay. So we do a line of 20. I'm not going to do this now because it's not being used anywhere initially. Okay. So while I have 10 minutes left, I obviously don't have any intention of hooking everything in here in one go because I don't have that much time. I don't need to think. So we said until globular energy, that's is here. And I still want to stick to it. So most things will actually come from behind. What I could do a few things. Let's set up some basic road. So especially things we can do in the scope of 10 minutes, we should get on with. Nope. So one will do because it's so close. Not cams. Oh. You go. And then I could actually just hook these in the same way. It's not particularly far. Causes me a lot less headache. I don't know if headache is countable as such, mind you. Like it causes me less headache than fewer headaches. Well, any insight on the magic of grammar, feel free to entertain. And then clone one of these piggies. To another one, and then I know this is still deeper, but I just can't be honest with it. Fine. So these are tentatively sorted, at which rate I could probably consider hooking in that one as well, the same way. And these need doing as well, so why not? Slight variety. $400, not bad. You go away. So scrap, own quite a few of these, which will go from here to there, and then also clone a few of these, which will go from here to there, and this one does 160, so there you go. I'm casually ignoring the iron mine, kind of because I think that's getting to be far enough that I can hook on all these. 7 minutes, I don't want to start setting up a whole new layout, but what I'm thinking is that if I build the steel out to here, that will probably not take that long. No, no road. Not on the road. Let's just come off there. I mean, I'm thinking, I don't know how busy this place is going to be. So I want to change my mind and say 4 and 4 and then goods. Looks more natural. Not particularly easy layout. About and then like I'm not consistent with these lengths, but nope, I do not want that. More if about this because there's a town here and they could just kind of build over. Okay, now they can do within reason anything. And then get that. Can't see. What I need one more. This is obviously not going to fit, but we'll work around it in another life. Definitely in another episode. Okay, fine. Then this comes here. Doesn't matter. Well, no, it does it. If I move all this stuff to here, then it's not going to be in my way. There you go. Sorted. Actually, make it bigger. Oh, come on. Okay, I need to come back here, really. Okay, that is time on us. Well, almost. It's 51 minutes, so I can do a little more. At least this stuff. All right, that's as far as we go today. Almost. There you go. I'm going to pause here. And then, well, had I said that, we have inklings of time. So that means something else, doesn't it? Signal, the signal. Nope. I don't know what S is bound to in this particular case, but it's a little annoying. Hello, cat. So I think I have just about enough time to clone one of these and start running it. Someone sneezed. And if this does, I think 2 is an overkill. 2 are an overkill at the moment, but hey ho. Okay, stop here. Pause. Save game. And yeah, thanks for watching. And I hope that was enjoyable as usual. Any thoughts, comments, interjections, please do. And see you the next time. Bye bye.